and some lemonade and was like, yes.
Look at his face smelling that. Look.
It's been a while. It's been sitting in the fridge, just chilling.
That looks like bong water, dude.
Don't it?
It's apple pie. It's the apple pie.
I'm just so used to it being clear.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, over here, it's commercialized it now, so it's apple pie.
Let me find out it's bong water and you like that.
This is Sarcarrogance. This is Sarcarrogance.
All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Tequila and Champagne podcast with your favorite host, Shae and my co-host, Pablo. Say what's up to him. This is an exciting day.
Okay, yeah. Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo, aka Grandma's favorite grandson, aka the bearded wonder, aka the pod boss, aka Pod's gift, CEO of this thing of ours, SMG, Mr. More AKAs and HBCU. Pinkies up. You already know what it is.
Yeah. Okay, because I don't think you can make a list any longer. But
yeah, that's why I give you bits and pieces of it. If I give you the whole list, we'd be here all night.
Yeah, you could keep going, but since we have a guest, we're gonna have to hold off just a little bit, y'all. Okay, so today's topic is I bet you it's quite relatable to most. Okay, but everybody say hello to our guest Dawn. It's her first time here. Yeah. What's up, Dawn? Oh my god! All right. So what's been up? You having a good week so far, or what?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good. I cook for a sober living facility, and there's 140 people that I cook for twice a day.
Interesting. Yeah. I work for a sober living facility.
Do you?
I do. Yeah.
They're different, aren't they? Girl, I'm glad I'm in the kitchen. I'm glad I'm in the kitchen on the chow line. I'll be passing them plates like they're basketballs. Like, go on. Keep it moving.
Please.
But it's humbling. It's actually pretty cool. It puts life in perspective a lot, especially if you've never had any like addictive issues. So it definitely puts things in perspective and makes me feel grateful. So
yeah, you definitely learn how to not make the mistakes that others make. Okay, you gotta learn from that real quick. It's like, okay, I see how it happened. What you're going through, it could be anybody. But I'm just not gonna go that way like you did that time.
Whoa.
Yeah,
for real. Yeah, seriously.
What's up, Pablo? How you been? How your week been?
I'm feeling good. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it, but Lizzo announced that she's playing Sister Rosetta's Tharp in the biopic, and we had her as the Women's History Fact last week.
Oh, we just with the guitar.
Yep,
that's right.
Lizzo's gonna play her.
Okay. The mother of rock and roll.
Yep, there you go. Okay. See?
Oh. Yeah, I've seen her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she'll be good at that.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
I wonder if that was the motivation for her to lose some weight. Because that lady was chunky, but she wasn't Lizzo. OG Lizzo chunky. You know what I'm saying? She was.
Yeah. Possibly.
She
that's cool.
She got a lot of flack for it. Of course, because it's Lizzo. And saying that, we never seen you act before. What are you doing? This, that, and the third.
Her videos. She's so dramatic in her damn videos. She acts in her videos.
Exactly. And then she shut everybody down. She said, well, I'm producing this movie. This has been my movie all along.
Right. My money, my movie, my star.
Yeah.
Bag back, 2 G's.
Okay, good. I'm not mad at that. Okay.
Me either.
Hey, I ain't gonna argue.
Exactly. But I'm doing good. I had to talk to a little kid today. He kind of freaked out because he broke a Chromebook. And he thought he was gonna get in trouble for it, but he's all good. Shout out to him.
Shout out, kid.
Yeah, So,
You look great.
Right.
Okay.
so,
Well, you ain't cuss him out, did you?
No. You. I don't know if you remember last year. I'll tell you about the mom who went on a rampage talking about the school accused her of stealing.
Oh,
this is the younger son.
Mm-hmm.
So the younger son is like, my mama crazy, bruh.
Please don't tell my mama. Please.
Right, exactly. It's one of those. It's one of those moments. And I was like,
please,
you good.
Mr. Pablo, don't tell my mama.
Right? I'm like, you good. It's fixed. Just be careful next time.
Be careful. Okay.
That baby gonna bring you some cookies tomorrow.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Most likely, okay, because if you don't tell my mama, you not
all day he thought he was going to deal with his mama and a $300 Chromebook.
He was. And I walked past the classroom and teacher was like, I was like, no, not yet. She's like,
look, I was that kid at one point. I remember. So yeah, he loved you. He's still thinking about you right now.
Right now.
Like, who, Mr. Pablo? You don't know.
Took all that stress off his plate.
Man.
Okay.
So, woman's fact of this for this day. We got Rita Moreno.
Okay.
You know Rita Moreno?
I remember her.
Okay. She was in West Side Story.
Yep.
Oh, that's her.
Maria.
Yeah.
Oh, because I watched the shit out of West Side Story.
She's fine.
Yeah.
OG
Maria.
She was the nun nurse, the nun psychiatrist in Oz.
Mm-hmm.
She was older. That's the same person. Yep, same person. So, still alive. At 93. She's a singing, dancing, acting legend. From West Side Story, Singing in the Rain. This is literally how old she is. She did all those things. Triple Threat, 1962. She became the first Latina woman to win an Oscar. 15 years later, she became an EGOT. So shout out to Rita Moreno.
Come on, Rita.
All right, Rita.
Okay, we would have been besties back in the day.
Mm-hmm. She was super cute in West Side Story, and then she was really cute in Oz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was just like really cute.
I understand why people died because she was fine. She was fine for real. She was fine in Oz. I was like, yo, this old lady.
That's what I'm saying. She was a cute old lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was a cute old lady. So that's how you know she was fine in her 20s because she was still cute in her 70s.
Okay, that's how you know.
Mm-hmm. She probably still fine in her 90s. If I can find a picture of her, I promise you.
Probably, but that's why it helps to be beautiful on the inside and the outside.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure. There's some ugly people there.
Man.
You know where we at right now.
Where we at?
Real time reaction.
Oh God. Oh God.
Hey Jester.
Yeah.
I
like a real time reaction.
All right. Yeah. So Don, I do these things called real time reaction. I find a reel on Instagram. And I don't tell Shae, I don't show Shae until it's time. And she's usually shocked and appalled.
I think you only do it from my facial expressions.
Absolutely, because they love the facial expressions. That's why I made a t-shirt. By the way, buy the merch. Shae Face of the Week. Go ahead, buy the merch. You got it. So, all right, here we go.
Okay.
This man was sentenced to 360 years in prison for killing 6 of his family members after having an argument about his curfew. Raymond Childs III had taken his father's vehicle without permission the night before the murders. When he returned home after midnight, his father let him know he was in trouble and that he would be punished later. Raymond did not want to be punished, so he decided to kill everybody in the house. The 17-year-old gunned down his stepmom Kezzy and father Raymond Childs II. He gunned down his brother and sister, 18-year-old Elijah and 13-year-old Rita. He even killed Elijah's pregnant girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins, and her near-term baby. While Raymond worked his way through the home, his 15-year-old brother Xavier tried to flee and save himself, but Raymond chased him. Xavier begged him to stop and even offered him $44 to let him live, but Raymond shot him anyway. Fortunately, Xavier survived and managed to run to a neighbor's house where he called the police. Raymond was found guilty, but he refused to apologize, claiming he is innocent despite his brother testifying against him and being arrested with the murder weapon. Raymond and Xavier's biological mother also believes that Raymond is innocent and claims that Xavier is lying. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments.
Yep, that was the part right there.
You know, a mother's love can be fucking dangerous.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yes.
You didn't get your way, so you shot everybody in the house. Like, and then your younger siblings too. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Who the fuck you supposed to be?
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, who in the fuck is you supposed to be?
Because your daddy said you in trouble. He didn't say what's gonna happen to you yet. He just said you was in trouble.
That's life.
You could have just took the trash out, washed the car, mowed the grass. That would be
it. Cuss your daddy out. Like we used to do that as kids. Close the door to the room we gotta clean, cussing everybody out silently. Like,
right.
Y'all did that. Screaming a pillow or two.
Like, me and my siblings, we talk shit. Hate this bitch.
Right.
Yeah. See, I'm my only child, so I had to talk to my imaginary friend Craig. Like, this bitch is tripping.
That is crazy.
Craig was gonna run away because she was tripping. But
the biological mother is crazy. Your baby got shot, like, and you don't believe him because he was found with the murder weapon.
Mm-hmm. But she probably mad because he was with the other lady. That's probably where that all stemmed from. Yeah.
Oh,
that's probably where it stemmed from.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's why I say a mother's love is crazy, and especially if that mother if his biological mother triangulated him into being more on his side than his own daddy's side or where he live at, and that's also something that'll make him feel justified. Because if your mama say that you can do something, you gonna go do it, or if you did something and your mama say, "Oh, it's okay," you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this: my kid couldn't do nothing like that. But I'm gonna feed him and try to figure out, hey baby, how we gonna turn you in? Because you can't run from this.
Nah, you want to take this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna feed you, and I love you, but bruh, you gotta go somewhere.
Yeah,
that got bars.
Here, you can't stay here.
Bars.
Yeah, you don't have to go.
Okay. You don't have to go.
If I'm your mom,
I'm gonna pack you a sack lunch for whatever your trip.
I don't know if I got a sack lunch for mine, but
where are you gonna go?
I don't know.
Depending on how long you sit in the waiting room, because I'm doing a drop off.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing a drop off.
See, Dad's a different. I'll give him a head start. I'm like, yo, get as far away as you can, and I'll tell him I don't know where you are. Okay, you came by here and you left.
And that'll be the truth.
I mean, my thing is okay, so like there was a time when my son was real little. He's 22 and amazing now. 2, I had to really ask myself, hey, could this little kid end up a mass shooter? And we're gonna have to watch this. Like, and so my journey with him, watching him, like I actually made decisions that affected him, like medicine, giving him medicine solely because of how he affected other people while he was sitting in class. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about Head Start only because motherfucker, you go out there and kill somebody else, and now I got that on my conscience. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, baby, we gonna have to figure this out. Like, you gonna have to figure out a way to make, you can't make it right. So you're gonna have to go behind somebody's bars. I wouldn't tell on him ever. You know what I'm saying? No. Like that. I'm not calling no police, none of that. But baby, you're gonna have to stay here until we figure out how to maybe call the mental people first.
I didn't fucking raise you like that, okay?
Go ahead, Shae.
No,
like my mama told me, okay? If you go to jail, do not fucking call.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to jail a lot though, and I had to call my mama a couple times.
I
ain't even gonna lie. It was a couple times. She was the only motherfucker I could call. That's what sucks.
No, she said don't call her because whatever you did, you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the second
it's
time,
an awful place. It's an awful place, so it depends.
I'm telling.
Yeah. You
wow. Reward and everything.
You
like, ooh, that's
wow.
I'm telling. It's my son. You ain't got enough money to take care of me. I'm telling. You think I'm gonna jeopardize my license?
You gonna call?
For
you gonna call in front of him?
Am I gonna call in front of him?
Yeah. Or you gonna go to the back?
To me and he say, "Mama, I killed my little sister. I killed my little brother and his girlfriend, who also happened to be pregnant, my stepmama, and my daddy."
Uh-huh.
Why the fuck are you telling me this?
Why are you here?
I got to call them.
Yeah, like I might just get in the car.
Stay right there.
Like, hey, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah.
But can you not be here when I get back?
Not you say stay right there.
Stay right there. Yeah.
At least act like you going to the store. Like, yo, I'm going to the store.
Act like a fucking thing. Okay, you might as well kill me too, nigga, because I ain't scared of you. But no, you did not bring that bullshit to me. Oh no. So be careful what you tell me. Okay. Because you going to jail if you didn't kill 5 or 6 people. I don't want to help you. I already did the best that I could. Now, do I still love you? Yes.
So
that's it.
So we've been friends about 6-7 years, right? If I happen to come to you, I mean, like if I just show up in California, I'm like, yo, I'm on a run. You calling the police on me?
No.
If you say, hey, I'm on the run, I'm gonna say, now let me stop you right there.
Okay.
I am a mandated reporter. Okay, so whatever it is that you did, if you don't need help hiding the body, do not tell me what happened. Okay, don't go telling me what happened if you don't need no help. Okay, now you can call me from jail if you need some on your books. Like, cool, like yeah, go $20 for some noodles. But yeah, don't call me.
You may ride to the border, right?
I've done too much in this life to jeopardize this life.
I need a ride to the border, twin. That's it.
Oh, you need a ride to the shit. I don't know. It's a bus. Oh, you talking about to which border? To Mexico, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, a bus.
Yeah, we ain't going up. That's too long. I'll go there.
See, the way I'll drop you off at the gate.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I'll drop you off at the gate. Yeah.
You still gonna call them on me though?
You can call me.
Okay. I don't trust you now. I don't know if I can.
You can call me. I mean, you in another state. I mean, another country. It ain't too much I can do. So yeah.
I hear some clicking on the phone. I'm about to hang up. I don't know.
Because the feds be listening. So
yeah, I mean,
yeah. But if you in another country, ain't nothing I can do about that. I ain't gonna tell them.
Okay.
No.
That's wild. All right.
No. I don't tell them my friends. I just tell them my kids. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean my friends. Fuck them kids.
Don't bring that bullshit back to my house.
Okay. I'm saying I traveled 3,000 miles for your help, and you going?
You should.
Can you imagine that kind of pop up?
You should have called me before you left the house. I tell you, I wasn't gonna be here. You gonna be here in 2 days? Yeah, I ain't gonna be here.
That would be awful.
No, and what's worse is
you look through the peephole like, what the fuck?
The worst part is this will be the first time we see each other in face to face in real life.
That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine that pop up? Like, how does nigga even get my? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot, and I have to explain. I'm black before.
Yes, you are.
Freaks. Yeah, because that word will randomly pop out of my mouth.
But
sometimes people receive it so crazy, and I have to then stop and explain. My bad. I try not to do that very often.
Yeah. She's one of us, y'all.
But I don't know well.
Yeah.
One of us, y'all.
Chocolate chip.
Okay. Yeah. Now my people know. Like I drop it. Like I say. Hello. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do too. We do too. I'm about to call her a whole nigga, but call the federales on me.
Yeah. So.
No, we good. We good.
Okay.
We good. With the listeners, the viewers, they probably like, who raised y'all? We all got different interests and answers, so it's just like,
man.
The listeners right now is like, save Pablo. Okay, save Pablo. That's what the listeners are saying.
I'm just saying, it's not my fault that I would tell on my kid. That's my mama's fault for instilling that I can't call her if I go to jail. So I don't go to jail.
You gotta do better than the last generation.
No, it works. Do not call me. No, I'm gonna tell. Yeah.
All right. I will text you and tell you where I'm going to be.
Unless
and then we'll work from there.
Unless you need help hiding a body, okay?
Nah, the body be gone by then.
Well, then if I'm not an accomplice, then I can't help you.
You know, I'm self-contained. I'll take care of that. Don't worry about it.
Real self-sufficient with your killing. Got it. Got it.
All right. So here's a Hey Jester. Someone sent to me, and they asked me to post it. I didn't post it.
Okay. Is it that bad?
No, it's not bad. It's about morning routine.
Boo.
And can someone's morning routine turn you off from talking to them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Here's the video.
I actually stopped talking to a girl one time when I first saw her morning routine. I ain't like her morning routine.
What was happening?
Like, she got up, first thing she did was turn some rap on. I was like, all right, rap? I gotta hear this at 8:30 in the morning. The lights wasn't even on in the room. How you turn the sound bar on to get straight to rap? The blinds is still closed. First thing you drinking is like juice? On the wake up?
Yeah.
That's, yeah. No.
Where your tea game at? And no fruits? You ain't had no fruits? I was like, yo, you ain't got no apple, nothing in here? Just vibes in the fridge? Like, just leftover Chinese food and...
Oh, no.
She would tell me, you quiet when you wake up. We should all be the fuck quiet when we wake up. Just don't talk to me when I wake up. Everybody shut the fuck up.
I don't mind if people check their phone right away because, people got family shit, whatever. Check your text messages, work. I get that. When people go straight to IG and it's not for their job, that had always bugged me. Like, brush your teeth first. Like, there's nothing that important on social media at all.
I beg to differ. I get all my news from Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't hear none of what they said. What did they say? It was like frozen.
Oh, it was?
Oh.
Yeah.
So he said that he was with a girl, and when she woke up, she turned rap music on. So that was
How you gangbanging at 5 a.m.?
So that was the first day. And then she drank some juice without brushing her teeth. Yeah, they like she ain't had no fruit in the house. She ain't had no tea, no nothing. Like, yeah, he was just going off.
He just didn't like her. Like, it had nothing to do with his morning routine. He just didn't like her.
You don't like that girl. I mean, you could have like introduced her to different things. Like the way that women switch shit up for men is like ridiculous. So
man,
could have just asked her like, "Can we listen to some Afro beats?" And she probably would have turned that shit on for you. Yeah. Or if you introduce tea to her, because if you don't see it in the fucking house, apparently she don't drink it, but put her up on game. You don't like that girl.
Yeah,
but he's like a lot of people,
and that's okay. Like, it's okay to not like her. Not everybody's built for everybody else. That's okay, but just talk that up. Like, okay, I don't really like you. Okay, Bertha, I'm gonna see you later.
The problem is that you're comparing the women that you want to the women that you get. That's what it is. The women that you want, that you look at on Instagram, they drinking they motherfucking tea. They got their fruit bowls ready. But the bitch that you dealing with, is of your caliber. That's why you fuck with her. Yeah, but you mad because she listening to rap music. That's what you chose, partner.
Well, okay, being loud early in the morning, I'm with him on that one. You don't have to be loud.
It depends.
But I listen to rap when I brush my teeth. That's how I get.
That's what I want to know. Who house we at? You at her fucking house.
Yeah.
You at her fucking house and you complaining about what she don't have to make you comfortable. Bitch, get out. Cause she doing fine. She wake up, she turn her rap music on. Okay. She start her positive vibes. She'd rather drink her orange juice before she brush her teeth. Okay.
Cause it does taste nasty after you brush your teeth.
I don't give a fuck. As long as you brush them, shit. But that's what the issue is. I'm so sorry that you continue to point out your own insecurities. Like, child, please read between the lines. The women that you want don't want you. Okay, man. So make yourself some tea. Buy yourself a fucking plant, or go home.
Oh, go home.
You ain't got no home, do you? So shut the fuck up. Yes, Bob's in the refrigerator instead of fruits and vegetables. Yeah.
And if you spent the night, I mean, you knew the night before she ain't had none of that shit in her refrigerator.
Why you in her refrigerator, nigga? What you doing?
Unless she was a good hostess.
Yeah,
she could have been a
she
good
could've
hostess.
Home at 8:30 in the morning. Why you ain't got no job? At 8:30, you don't have nothing to do, grown black man.
See that part, I knew that was gonna get you. Like, why the fuck was you there so late?
Talking to that woman don't owe you a fucking thing. She don't owe you no juice either. Okay, let alone some hot water for a tea bag that you ain't got. Niggas ain't shit. How get off that
like
woman
in that, like,
in her own home where she taking care of her.
What if you like in that, like, that weird space of the week, like you about to get paid, so everything ran out real quick?
That is possible. All she got is juice.
Right.
She ran out of tea. Okay. She would have offered you some, but she paid her own bills.
And what's
if
wrong
you ain't got
with
no fucking job, because here you are on a Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning complaining about rap music. Like, you get your ass up. You mad because you had to get your fucking ass up. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
I wish a nigga fucking would.
Well, you wouldn't let a nigga stay there until 8 o'clock anyway. Like, that nigga, ain't nobody staying until 8 o'clock.
Ain't nobody staying till 8 o'clock. Here goes some therapy for your ass, nigga. Okay. If you don't like something about you, you can change that. If you don't like something about someone else, change your surroundings. Yeah. It's too easy. But you ain't got no fucking job and nowhere to be, so that's why you're still there.
Yeah.
Bum.
All right.
Okay.
That was the Hey Jester. All right.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Let me fire it up.
So this topic is brought to us by
Weed Kool-Aid. Sorry.
Weed Kool-Aid.
Weed Kool-Aid, for real.
And apple pie moonshine. All right.
or bong water.
That's what it looked like. Show the people one more time. Let me see that dirty water.
And it got a little cinnamon stick.
Yeah, it's got shit something in it.
They make it no better.
Water.
They make it no better.
Oh god, yeah. Every time I'm smoking the bong, I just pour my water back in that little jar. That's nasty.
And also shout out to Simply for sponsoring us.
Yes.
And all the other sponsors that aren't our sponsors, but they are our sponsors.
Twisted Tea and
Yep. All y'all gonna sponsor us one day, okay? And we're gonna play this back, okay? So the topic, if y'all read the description, because I know y'all did, is I survived a narcissist. From our series of I Got a Story to Tell. We had 2 I Got a Story tells before this about the LGBTQ. So now we got other stories, because there's a lot of stories in this world. So we're talking about narcissists. And if you didn't listen to the episode last time, I'm going to say it again what a narcissist is. A narcissist, or someone who is with someone with narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD, is characterized by an exaggerated sense of self-importance, need for excessive admiration, and lack of empathy for others. All right? We've all met them. Some choose to be around them. Some have no choice to be around them. Some survive. Some don't. Right here today, we have a survivor. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Very, very good.
So, would you like to tell the people who your narcissist is, or you want to keep that a secret?
My narcissist. My narcissist is my mother. Okay. I affectionately call her Joan Crawford Jr. Jr.
Oh goodness. Okay. Okay.
I didn't get beat with wire hangers.
I'm about to say no more wire hangers.
No, it wasn't. I didn't get beat with wire hangers, but she was different.
Okay.
But narcissism. I just saw something. I agree. I get a lot of information from social media and different platforms, and then I go look into it. Like, okay, is this really true?
That's the part. People don't do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like this sounds right. Let's see. Are there statistics behind it? Is there some research behind it, or is it just fucking Joe Schmo saying it?
Well, do you feel relieved after you go down that rabbit hole of just trying to
a little bit? I have ADHD, born with that. So there's, all these folks. Yeah. So I actually love going down that rabbit hole and because I have no problem, especially like, we learn a lot from the people that we come from. And then sometimes we grow up and then we learn, fuck, none of that shit was right. So I have no problems going back and be like, oh, well, shit, I was wrong. Damn, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no problem. I'm not her that is ego driven in that capacity in any way. So like what I learned about narcissism was how deep rooted it is in trauma. Like generally the first step to narcissism is it's a trauma response to like real bad trauma. And if we unravel my mom, I love her to death. That's why it sucks. There was some beauty in ADHD because it's you kind of are blind to a lot of stuff. And so and you see that, I'm a 70s baby. So there was a lot of like moms that were not really they wouldn't be considered progressive moms today at all. You know what I'm saying? They were stay-at-home moms. They were polite, they were mannerable, like they cared about cotillions and where the fucking little teeny fork went and that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really get real human moms back in the 70s. So like even the women that were part of the feminist movement still kind of conformed to a lot of that. It was a weird juggling act. And my mom was like one of the forefront people. I got a picture of her. I wasn't born yet. She has on a green beret and she's barefoot with a khaki shirt and she got a rifle in her hand. And I remember asking her one day, where the hell did you get the fucking rifle from? She was like, I have no idea. And I was like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, and that like kind of defines where her narcissism started. Her mom was an alcoholic. Married 6 times, and like that's another thing that we fight. We hear that moms, you stay with the. No, they didn't. Like my grandma was married to 6. One idiot married her twice, and she was an alcoholic from like I wouldn't doubt mom. She would. Okay, disclaimers. Again, I love her, and I'm my bad, but I wouldn't doubt if there wasn't some fetal alcohol syndrome like related stuff. Now that we have terms to some of these behaviors, right? Because my grandmother lost her first baby, and you would have sworn she and I were really close until she passed. You would have sworn that baby was the next best thing since sliced bread. He died 2 hours into life. Wow. Lady, how do you know? He could have been a douchebag when he grew up because your next child was a douchebag, and so was the next one. So the likelihood of the first one being a douchebag is pretty great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my mom grew up in this chaos and absolute chaos. Grandma stabbed somebody at a restaurant, and my mom, look, like absolute, like on the dope side for grandma. Do you remember the movie? You guys might not be old enough. And it's not A Field of Dreams because that's with Kevin Costner. A League of Their Own.
Yes.
It's the movie about the old school professional women's softball league.
Yes.
My mom's mom was part of that actual league.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and she was cute as hell, like super cute. But then you unravel her trauma that caused her alcoholism. She wasn't her daddy's baby. Okay. And everybody knew it but her. And what's funny is I used to joke with her. She used to be mad as hell. I used to joke with her all the time. Like, I'm not the only biracial person in this family. Hey, I don't know where you think you came from, but you don't look like none of your people. Because all her mom and her sister were like Snow White, like literally jet black hair, ice blue eyes. I mean, paper white skin, right? And here comes my grandma, little pug nose, brown hair, golden, little green undertones, tans real well. And I'm like, lady. And I used to always call her the Mexican gardener's baby because, okay. It was mean. But, this is the 80s. And she was such a bigot that and she really thought that she was, which was crazy, but she really thought, white race was superior and she was all white. That I used to kind of throw it in her face like, nah, y'all had a Mexican, and I used to call him the landscape architect. Y'all had Latin, landscape architect, and that was your daddy. Well, come to find out, it was the Japanese landscape architect. And we found that out after she passed away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just when you unlayer all these like now clearly defined by psychology terms, it all starts from trauma. My job has taught me, okay, everybody's on drugs because some people just dive down that because of a party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, 65% comes from trauma.
Yeah.
So, when I found out that this narcissism, and I always wondered why innately I always gave her the benefit of the doubt. I was always like the more emotionally intelligent.
It's your mom.
I used to have to reel her back in a lot from a lot. You know what I'm saying? But like, even when she would do stuff to me, like there was always this level of, I want to be loved by my mom, so I'm going to forgive her. I want to be loved by my mom, so I'm going to forgive her. It wasn't until I realized that she was manipulating my relationship with my dad that I was like, hold up, lady.
So that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, how old were you when you realized?
17.
17?
17. Yep. I was 17 because my world collapsed. And I realized that it was all her fault. And then I had to like really delve into like some of the stories that I got told as a young single digit aged child about my dad, that as a 17-year-old, I kind of started to realize, oh, that was kind of wrong. She wasn't supposed to talk shit about my dad.
Right.
And she used to.
Yeah.
And she used to constantly. And my dad worked a lot. And he worked, like there was this weird period where like his job was in San Diego, but we lived in Long Beach. So he like had a bachelor pad.
Yeah.
Had a bachelor pad in San Diego.
Yeah.
And a lot of weird shit. They were both bodybuilders. They were both on steroids. So there was a lot of weird shit afoot. And I can remember my mama taking off. And she said she'd be right back. And I know she went to San Diego to cause some trouble. Because he was fine. And he was like the party guy, without being a partier. And so all the women loved him. And she was a jealous loon. So like, I was a latchkey kid already. I realized all these things when my dad finally imploded. Like, he used to take things out on other people. So he was a Vietnam vet. He had some major trauma as a kid from an aunt, which is why I exist. That's the whole thing about my existence. It's a war agenda. So my mom needed to rebel, it's the 70s. And my mom needed to rebel against everything she knew. And she's this, cute, blonde, green-eyed, white chick in Santa Monica. And my dad hated Compton because of who he grew up with, not because of the city. He was actually very proud of the city till the day he died. It was our address that made him sick to his stomach. And I never really understood why. And I used to call him a narcissist also. I used to actually only call him a narcissist, and she was the like martyr because of the stories and the twists that she did until I'm about 17. They get divorced. Well, they had been needing to get divorced for about 5 years.
Okay.
I'd actually told my like 7th grade basketball coach, like, I don't know why they are still together. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. How they both act is retarded and they don't like each other. So I don't even know if they're staying for me. Like it's out of the water. I know you don't like each other. You might as well just like,
right.
But they
did. Crazy that you even have those thoughts when you're a kid. Like you don't even care anymore. It's like just
no. And that was like there was no childhood. There's for any child of a narcissist. There's no childhood. There's no childhood because you become the emotional center for that parent, as opposed to that parent being your emotional center. You know what I'm saying?
So there's different clusters for narcissism, at least with diagnosing it. There's like different types of narcissism. So you have the one where it's like, okay, no regard for anybody. I don't give a fuck what you think. And then there's other types of narcissists where it's like, it's almost like a pick me, right? There's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Came nothing wrong with me. Pick me though, right? Like, it's like, okay. You're narcissist.
Yeah, my mom is that first one.
Yeah, it's like some try to come off a certain way where it's like, oh, where it's just like if you if you can do this for me, then I will be great. Right. And then you have the other narcissistic side, and it's just like, if you don't do this for me, you're not going to be great. So it's two different types of control. And it's unfair when that like trickles down to your children. Also, you said something earlier about jealousy. Now that runs really, really deep in narcissism.
Now,
yeah.
She was, you know, when you're young, you're just not equipped to parent. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Me included. I had a baby at 19, and to this day, she hates me because I just wasn't prepared. So like all of the things that I saw as a kid translated as a parent to me, and I was real violent with her, like verbally violent. I spanked her for things. I didn't spank her beyond what I was supposed to, but I spanked her for things that she didn't have no business getting spanked for. And I knew that going into my second child, which was a 10-year gap. So like my mom is in the same boat. She had me when she was 19. It's like this weird cycle, right? So she had me when she was 19. Luckily, she stopped having kids after me. But she told me a story that I was laughing in a high chair and she slapped the shit out of me. And when she told me, she was like kind of telling me like almost joking. And, you know, I was really young when she told me. I'm like 13. So I can't really process it. So I don't. And with ADHD, as you guys know, everything goes to the bed. If it's not something that's the forefront, I will fucking forget.
Yeah.
Well, something traumatic happened. And I remembered that. And it was during this time when I'm realizing, oh, bitch, you're the villain. You done made my daddy to be out the villain this whole fucking time, and you're the fucking villain. So now all these other things are coming back. And when I remembered that she told me that she slapped me because I was laughing too hard, it was in that moment I was like, this little leprechaun is jealous of me.
Yeah.
And has been jealous of me from the very first time that I ever came out her cooch, because I got all the attention from day one. My grandmothers fought directly in front of my nursery window. Telling you, war agenda. My grandmothers physically had to be separated in front of the nursery window on the day that I was born, because my mom's mom in her drunken stupor kept talking about how white and milky I was and how beautiful I was. And my black grandmother kept saying that I was going to darken to the tip of my ears, which I did not. But like that was her argument, was I was going to darken to the tip of my ears, and like, all, you know, she's still black, even though blah, blah, blah. And there was like this battle between them. You know what I'm saying? And I even think in that negative attention, my mother was jealous because the attention was no longer on her. Because she became a bodybuilder. Do you know how insane you have to be a bodybuilder? Like a competitive bodybuilder? Do you know how insane you have to be to want to get asshole naked damn near in some fucking tanned diaderm shit and pose in front of people just so that they give you attention? Do you know how insane that is?
Yeah, because I can't remember the time that my mom told me that she wanted to be a bodybuilder. Yeah.
It's only for attention. Yeah. It's like the motherfuckers that get badges and guns and become cops because they were powerless in high school.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
So
and both my parents were doing that.
Okay. So
17, sorry, that was a long-winded. 17, I realized.
Nah, you good. So that experience growing up, did that affect your relationships later, like romantically, making friends and stuff like that?
I picked narcissists as boyfriends because that's what my comfort zone was.
We're in the room. Okay.
Yeah, and even if I didn't like pick, even if they weren't like, because like in the technical sense, none of them were actually narcissists. Really, only because of one thing. They were all empathetic somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe not empathetic with the women that they dated, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a brother that can cry for sports movies and animal, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we're also traumatized. Every last one of them traumatized. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a pattern, you know what I'm saying? Because it's comfortable. When somebody told me, I think it was my therapist, she was like, you aren't afraid of like the chaos, you're afraid of the peace. She was like, have you ever experienced it? And I was like, you're right, I haven't. I don't know what I had to create solitude. Look, I had to wait till my children were grown and create some fortitude to actually become to a place where I could say, okay, I'm not at peace, but that's the next step.
Yeah.
I'm at acceptance. I think peace is after acceptance. So I'm at acceptance where like I can talk about my mom and not get enraged or not cry.
Yeah.
Because for a long time it was like one of the two. Like people knew, don't bring her up. Don't bring her up. Because and even that, like even not being able to talk about my mom without getting enraged or crying. Can you imagine being the mate of that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every Mother's Day, every time it's her birthday, you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine being, and especially like men are accustomed to their women being the nurturers and not having rage issues and not, you know what I'm saying? And here I got because most of their mamas didn't. Most of their mamas were taught to hide that stuff. They had it, you know what I'm saying? They definitely had it, but their moms were you know, my mom's age also. So they were taught different.
Yeah, for sure.
And her whole issue, her whole life. So when you were talking about the narcissist that just says, I don't give a fuck, that's why she's the narcissist that I don't give a fuck. Because she started manipulating shit early as fuck. She got married to some dude when she was like 15 just to be emancipated.
What? My
grandma was a drunk, so she didn't give a shit. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna move? Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she was on her own as a tax-paying citizen at 15. Somebody told her, like, what's crazy about Narcissist too is that motherfucking packaging is sparkly.
Every single time.
Oh, that packaging be sparkly than a mo flicky.
It'd be nice, don't it?
And it is a fucking cesspool on the inside. Like,
it's a setup.
Oh, it's a fucking setup. And the thing is my mom is drop dead gorgeous. Like my mama was one of them like Rita. Like my mama was fine at 17. My mama was fine at 27. My mama was fine at 37 and 47 and 57. Yeah. She done got some work done, but it ain't crazy work done. So
okay.
She pulled and tightened the right places. Okay. She went to the right doctors. Like, you know what I'm saying? So my mom is still fucking cute. You know what I mean? But she has zero morals because of her entire lifestyle. She went from salon. Okay, so 15 emancipated, found out that she could get out of high school by going to continuation school. Did it in like half the time. It was the valedictorian of her damn continuation school. I used to have pictures of her giving the damn speech with her dog at her side because it was a fucking continuation school. They didn't give a shit. They were just glad to get them out. Yeah, like, but then she went immediately into barber college and was done with barber college by the time she was 17 and was licensed before she was 18 and owned a fucking hair salon by the time she was 22. So when I was growing up, she had bread. And that was all like, you couldn't tell her shit. So she's this bomb looking, breaded up. We lived 2 blocks from the beach. She got this big black buff fucking husband. You know what I'm saying? Like she manipulated and created this entire like life to make herself feel better, look better. When she decided that she didn't want to be a cop anymore, a hairdresser anymore, she became a fucking LAPD officer and was the best recruit in her class physically at 40. You know what I'm saying? So like that package just kept getting sparklier and sparklier and sparklier, which is why I kept thinking it's me. It ain't her, it's me.
It sounds like it definitely sounds like, you know, your mom was also like trying to escape something, and at one point it just, I don't know, it just seemed like she had all the ingredients but not the recipe. So it's like you're getting out of your situation that you feel like is, you know, affecting your well-being, but you really don't know what to do. So of course most people will think, well, let me be successful. And with a narcissist, most of them are successful, you know, but you also got to watch what jobs they choose too.
I mean, solitude, you know what I'm saying? She chose, now LAPD, that was funny. I can't even chalk that up for her little power struggle. It created like when she was a hairdresser, she didn't really give a shit about power. She cared about money.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't give a shit about nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
When she became a cop, she was 4'11", and she tried to throw her weight around. That shit used to be hilarious. I used to be like, look here, small fry, if you don't calm the fuck down with all that rah-rah. Like, but it was a power thing, but it wasn't like she grew into that. How she became a cop was on a fucking she called me one day, and I couldn't understand what she was saying. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she was like, I'm swelling. But she didn't have her whole body was swelling up. Throat was swelling up, hands were swelling up, tongue was swelling up. But she didn't have any medical insurance after her and my dad got divorced. Yeah. So I had to take her to Harbor General. And we sat next to a dude who had been shot in the calf for 16 hours for them to give her some Benadryl. So as we skedaddled out of there, I'm looking at her like, lady, I'm not finna take you down to like that jail shit with your mama. I was like, hey, I'm not sitting at no more Harbor Generals with you. You gotta figure out a job with some insurance. And she panicked. She didn't have any skills other than cutting hair. She was like, Dawn, what am I gonna do? Man, Rodney King had just got his ass kicked by LAPD. It was before OJ though. And LAPD's big recruitment was women. Like, you didn't have to have no qualifications other than a vagina for a while to become an LAPD officer and be over 5'1". And with her shoes on, she was 5'2". So she made the cut. She made the cut. And it was funny because it was like one of our local radio stations was advertising it at the time. I want to say it was like Theo. And he was advertising it. And I just like jokingly told her, hey, LAPD says they're hiring women. And you're young enough. And she was like, well, I'm going to go. And every step of the way, she kept laughing. She was like, I made it. Like, psych eval and everything. That's where I thought she was going to fuck up. Like,
oh, man, narcissists they're smart. They're smooth. They got a nice mouthpiece on them. Like, they get through things easily.
Super. And, you know, when you're cute and you're white and you're dealing with a bunch of white men interviewing you, man. All you got to do is bat the right eyelash and it's a wrap. And that's, you know.
That's it. Most narcissists are fine as hell. Okay?
Man, she's gorgeous. Damn. You know what I'm saying? But like, gorgeous. And used to be able to get any dude that she wanted. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Whew, she threw them through the ringer, boy.
Okay. Well, Pablo got a few questions for you.
So did you face any challenges like after you got out of the house, like setting boundaries with your mom?
I didn't even try to set boundaries until my kids were affected. And like my daughter was never affected. They've been thick as thieves. It's really my son. I didn't really like start to set hard boundaries with her until my son was born because she wasn't finna do none of that shit to him. Like and she's a man eater and he's a little boy. And like, lady, you gonna bag back 2 G's from this one or we gonna have problems. Like problems without the B. Like we gonna have major problems. So like before that, because like I am not a people pleaser other than my parents. Like to give a fuck about John Q. Public. Like
I've seen it.
You know, and live that life, like live it. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a damn, and I'm memorable until someone's not.
Okay,
and then I'm jugular. You know what I'm saying? There's one or the other. You get mannerable, you getting, you know, and good discussions, or you getting jugular. The nanosecond I even sniff out disrespect, I'm a shoot you a warning shot. Like, hey. Might not be the one that you want to continue with that. And if you continue with it, I'm going to give it to you however you need it.
Another trauma response. Yeah.
My trauma response. But I couldn't like get it. Like having them disapprove of me would like cause me anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So like it was impossible because their love was conditional. Now that I know what my dad kind of went through, I see now like his love was less conditional and he just didn't know how to emote at all. He was broken before I was born. because he went to Vietnam, a devout Christian, in spite of having been through some traumatic shit at home, and came back like, fuck God, and raised me saying that. Like, he used to say people that believed in God were stupid. So I had to come to my spirituality, like, low-key unveiling some, like, I can't listen to y'all because that don't feel right in my spirit. So I just had to, like, deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, like, the boundaries, like, I could never set boundaries. I just let them say whatever, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Their 50th birthday's coming up. I'm trying to coordinate parties, even though 3 weeks ago I was a ratchet piece of shit. My mom done called me a black bitch a couple times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I'm still like, well, it's your birthday, happy birthday. You know what I mean? Like, so once I saw them though, like getting ready to do that to my son, I mean, when I tell you the flip was, it shocked them, like shocked both of them. Because I gave them both one warning shot, like, hey, you're not going to fuck over my kids. And if you think you're going to fuck over my kids, I'm going to treat y'all like I don't know y'all. And y'all don't want that. And so when they thought that they could continue to bully, I became the biggest bully on the face of the planet. Both my daddy died not talking to me. I got an apology on his deathbed. But the crazy thing is, I'm okay with him not talking to me. He earned it. You know what I mean? My mom, like, we don't talk. Because I'm like, lady, you tried to hurt my son and you did some crazy shit. She then manipulated a relationship between me and my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because they're best buds. You know what I'm saying? Best buddies. And what I didn't know is that my mom was telling her she was abused when she was getting spanked. And she was getting spanked. She would get spanked for these two things: disrespect. And she would get spanked for not following my, like, rules, right? But, like, at 8 and 7 and 6 and shit, you shouldn't get spanked for, like, not picking up your socks. Even though she's got an issue with cleaning now, you know what I'm saying? But still, like, there's other ways to parent kids at 6, 7, and 8 than spanking. You know what I mean? And if I could do it again, she would still get spanked for the disrespectful shit. She used to do some crazy stuff.
As far as like doing it again,
like
do you feel like
from her kids and stealing from her friends and stuff like that? Yeah, I'm gonna spank you for that. You know what I mean? But like, as a kid, for not cleaning your room, I don't know now. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm on the fence. You know what I'm saying? With like, because for years I felt bad, like completely bad for all of it. And then when she started to act like my mom, I was kind of like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't feel so bad for some of this. Because a lot of the stuff that you're doing to my mother, you never in a million years would do to me. And my mom can't set boundaries. That's what's crazy about her narcissism. She can't set boundaries at all. She creates the boundaries and then won't move from hers, if that makes sense. Well, so
that makes a lot of sense.
She can set boundaries. Let me rephrase it. I'm sorry. She can set boundaries, but there's no like discussion. There's no compromise. It's what the fuck she said. She don't give a damn if you like it. You can get the fuck on if you don't. And like literally, I've been like, I heard that like at 7.
I think that's how it happens. But you know, like, well, later on, did you feel like you kind of had to reparent yourself?
So the ADHD. So at 17, I realized don't listen to her. It wasn't until I was 36 that, because the thing is, at 17, I lost respect for both of them. How bad their divorce was. And like the aftermath of it, like, I just couldn't respect them no more. Like, I loved them to death. At 17, I realized I'm fucking emotionally smarter than both of you. And that's fucking pathetic. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to be.
You know what I mean? But, you know, still them being my parents, it was kind of like I was never the one that was accepted. So I was always trying to get their approval. They were overachievers. So the only way that I could get their approval is I became an overachiever. And the day I hurt my knee, it was like the day that their divorce spiraled out of control. And it was crazy because my friends had to carry me to the car while they're arguing in front of us, like going at it. And then 2 weeks later, my dad started this like semi-homicidal rampage for like 3 months. He tried to kill her dude. He moved out finally, 17. Look, full circle. He moved out when I was the summer going into my junior year. And the next day, she moved somebody in. I get home from school. I'm 17 or 16. I'm sorry. I'm 16. Yeah. I'm 16 when this happens.
It sounds like my mama. Do we have the same mama?
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not, there was no, I didn't know she had friends.
Right.
So I come home from school and it was a raggedy nigga at the same. I come home from school, it's a fucking 10-speed and like this army rucksack in my fucking kitchen, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Now, at this point, I had hurt my knee and already had knee surgery.
Okay.
So I go in and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I can hear some shit in her bedroom, but I don't see her car. So I go in and it's a nigga laying in the bed. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? But I'm on crutches. So I'm like, who the fuck are you? And he was like, your mom didn't tell you. And I was like, fuck, I didn't even let him finish. I like how vivid it is. I was like, I just spun around like, fuck no. And I'm calling my daddy. That was the first shit I said. Well, my mom pulled up right there after and explained to me who this gentleman was. Like I beat her home unexpectedly. So she explained who this gentleman was and that he was going to be moving in. My dad had just packed his last box and moved that motherfucker the day before.
So Shae,
your mama sound like a Scorpio, huh?
She is a Pisces. I'm a Scorpio. I ain't on no hoe shit.
So Shae, is that common for narcissists, like not wanting to be alone?
In so many ways, yes.
Yeah.
Because they already feel alone.
Okay.
So yeah, for a lot of narcissists, they don't want to be alone. And the manipulation is so crazy because even if they want to like take something from you, like they can do it without you knowing. It can mean like everything to you, but they will take that from you and keep it for forever. Just knowing
my dad and my daughter.
Yeah.
The manipulation started. She needed an ally when I was growing up. And so and I'm an only child. And my dad was aloof as fuck. Like he played right into it. Like he played right into her shit. Cause he figured, well, if she ain't following me around, I can do what the fuck I want. So he played right into her shit. He'd work far or he'd work a lot of hours. And then right after work, he'd go to the gym for like 3.5 hours. And then
he didn't want to come home.
He never came home.
He didn't want to be there, but also didn't know how to be there for you, not be there, be a husband, be a father. Like that's a lot.
Well, and it didn't help that, he had a DHL job, but a $1,800 shoe, but like taste back
and
then.
Trauma.
Back then, that brother liked to, retail therapy. Yeah, he was all about retail therapy. And stayed fly until he died.
So, I know you spoke about earlier about you being healed from all this. What was the first steps for you just in the healing process?
Acknowledging that they were fucked up and really acknowledging that they were fucked up. Because what's crazy is I have the same friends that I had in high school. Like my best friend, I've known her since I was 14. And then like the next closest friend I have, I met her when I was 25. I mean, literally everybody that's in my teeny tiny circle, I've known for years and they've all witnessed something. My friend that I've known since I was 14 literally has seen it all though.
Of course.
And we got to a point where she was like, Dawn, you're not crazy. She didn't realize that I had internalized it. She thought that like, because I witnessed the same things that she did, that like I always knew that none of it was my fault, where it was just the opposite. And so when finally like one day we were talking, and look, I tried to commit suicide back then, and I tried in 2022, and both times she was the like, I'm not gonna let you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, she's had to tell me. She was like, Dawn, you were fucking neglected. Like, she was like, you were abused. She was like, there's no way around it. Don't try to give them. And she loved my parents. That's the crazy thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the sparkly package.
It's a different experience. Yeah.
Yeah. They had a much different experience, which is one of the reasons why I never discussed how I felt with my kids about my parents until it was necessary, because they've had different experiences.
Neglect is probably why you got ADHD.
Yeah.
My dad never talked to me about his mom, but didn't really ever interact with her. You know what I'm saying? But she was my everything. And I just kind of went along the same thing. Like, you know, I'm not gonna let them know like the deep-rooted shit that just like my dad did, and they'll have a totally different relationship.
Yeah.
It's good to a certain degree, but like when there's abusive, like, and my dad was abused, definitely not by my grandmother. He was actually abused by an aunt. And with the ADHD, what's weird about neurodivergency is if my grandmother was a 10-year-old right now, she'd definitely have the tism. For real, for real. I've got 3 uncles that, you know, they're in their 70s, so they ain't going to no damn Harborview to get diagnosed and evaluated. Definitely autistic. My mom can't fucking sit still. You know what I'm saying? So like, yes, I definitely know the trauma, because the trauma, you know, if I'm getting slapped at 6 months, there's a whole lot of trauma that happened in between 6 months and my next recollection of trauma that I just can't remember. You know what I'm saying? And then there was always a general lack of presence from both mom and dad, because they had me again on this war agenda, as opposed to like, we love each other, let's have this baby. So once I was here and everybody was over the agenda, now what do you do? Because everybody was over the agenda immediately. They love me. Okay. Which for my mom was the problem. I became the shining light. She was the white woman in this black family. So of course everybody beamed on her in the 70s until she had this, especially because she had this, they thought I was going to be dark.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Everybody thought I was going to be dark. So here I come.
Just wait on it.
Right. Here I come. And when I was a kid, I had blonde hair. So here I come, this like little blonde baby, and I was the like bing, and my mom fucking hated it, which is absurd. Like
she probably didn't expect that.
She didn't. I don't think she thought. I think she thought that the light would like envelop both of us.
Yeah,
and like people, you know, as every grandma and auntie and uncle and cousin does, the mom and dad stop mattering. Bitch, you're not getting no more presents. Like this baby's here. Right. Like your shit over with. We done played with you for a long time, and now we got this new toy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. Damn. Well, do you have any like any tips when it comes to acceptance? Do you have any like final thoughts that you want the listeners to know just about you or about dealing with narcissism in general?
Yeah. I mean, it sucks when it's truly a narcissist, because if the person that someone's dealing with is like truly a narcissist, run. I don't give a fuck if it's your mama, your daddy, your granny, a pastor, a teacher that you thought you loved, like boyfriend, husband. I don't either, because unless they are telling you I have narcissistic personality disorder, because they're in therapy for it and getting treatment for it, and at a certain level of like, yeah, I've been in therapy for like 3-4 years with personality, you know, narcissistic personality disorder. Yeah, give them a chance. If it's just a sparkly package, the nanosecond you get that first whiff of, ooh, that's some bullshit.
You gotta be careful with that too. Even if somebody says like, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm a narcissist, I'm in therapy," they can be in fucking therapy all day. Okay, I see narcissists every day. They can be in therapy, and they will put on the charm just for you. They will answer questions the way you like them. You know what I mean?
It's always going to be painful with a narcissist. When you're on the other end of it, it's always 100% going to be painful. There's no way around that. So for the acceptance thing, if you're dealing with especially when it's a parent, you got to be brutally honest with yourself. But like, if you got a narcissistic parent, you should already be used to that to a certain degree, because you got told nothing but brutal honesty your whole life. So like, you got to be brutally honest with yourself, and then like be able to make the commitment. Like, bro, I don't give a shit what. I mean, I told her, I was like, hey, I need you to get your will together and your estate together. I don't want no parts. You make sure that whoever is supposed to take care of you when you are in need will, because it cannot be me. You will not compromise my mental health, not no nanosecond again of your life. Yeah. Like, fuck my life, bitch, of your life. You're not going to As long as you are still breathing, you're not going to compromise not a nanosecond of my mental health. And like, to get to that sucks. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Absolutely. So I'm gonna get rich one day and I'm gonna pay off her house because I feel like that would be what I'm obligated to do for her. Given I'm grateful for her. Like one day she asked me, she was like, I said, why did y'all have me? Asked, like, why did you and dad have me? I'm confused. And she said, Dawn, all of us at some point wish that we weren't born. And I was like, that's not what I said.
Right.
Let me back up. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm very grateful for life. I actually like life a lot. But again, why did you have me? And she went on a rant about herself. You know what I'm saying?
I love it when they deflect. They just start deflecting.
Yeah,
I love it here. That's okay. I'm not going to get an answer to this question. Let me ask myself a question. Hey, Shae, if nothing ever changes, are you going to be okay?
And so that's what I had to like. When I realized, all right, at 16, you were paying rent for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house on your own in California because your mama skedaddled on you one day. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have figured that out. So like every step of the way, I didn't figured it out. Every step of the way, I didn't figured it out. So I finally got what acceptance is realized. And like sometimes had to sleep in cars. You know what I'm saying? And I got parents that aren't on drugs. So that should never happen. You know what I'm saying? But like it did. You know what I mean? So like I figured, okay, well, shit, I'm doing way better than that at different levels of life. So when it came time to like, all right, the one thing that's really holding me back is my anger towards my mom. I had to come to the acceptance of like, you're not going to change her. So you just need to move on and be okay with that. And it took a minute. It took a lot of crying. It took a lot of therapy. You know what I mean? And it really did. Like it took exercise. It took weed. It took, you know what I'm saying? Like it took all the things that I figure out what is my meditation and like to put me in the right mental space. Yeah. And then I just kind of woke up one day like, I'll pay off her house when I'm able. You know what I'm saying? And love her from a distance and still pray for her. But like, lady, don't cross my threshold because you're going to get a whole different beast. Period.
No, like, let's okay, do not cross this line of boundaries. Pablo,
it'd be one of those, like, I could beat up somebody. If I saw someone beating her up, you know, I'd like go help her, but I wouldn't say nothing to her. I'd pull the people off because it's my mama. And then but when I'm done, like I wouldn't say nothing.
Bye.
Right.
Like I can be mad at you, y'all can't. Like get off my mama.
Now that's true. Can't nobody talk about your mama, but you can. Yeah.
But then again, you know, I'm feeding my baby that killed the 7 people. Like, baby, we need to. So.
Okay, well, you know, my kid, child. Listen, let me get out my face because I'm calling the people. Okay. Right. I'm so sorry. But
what you were saying, Shae?
Huh?
What you saying?
I was asking, who's the narcissist in your life?
In my life,
yeah, or who was, or who, you know,
who was? My son's mom, 110%.
Okay. You had the reaction that I was about to give. That was at the tip of my tongue just now.
Yeah. And he's finding that out now.
Are involved. It sucks.
He's finding that out now that his mom is a narcissist.
How old is he?
He's about to be 30. So yeah.
I was 36 when I
So it's really messing with him. So I left 2021, so I'm okay. Like I done separated myself from her, but he's, you know, I want my mom to love me, and you know, he's in that stage of it right now, and I'm like,
she's not going to the way he ever needs. That's what
sucks. And that's exactly what I told him. So
she doesn't have the ability. Okay, so that was part of my acceptance. I had to realize it ain't even personal. Like I had to like look at her for all of her other relationships. You know what I'm saying? And she has no quality relationships that are just genuine. You know what I'm saying? The one relationship, the 2 relationships that she has now, one's my daughter, one's a girlfriend of hers that she's had forever. She's manipulated both their entire lives. So like, he's gonna have to get over that. Like she doesn't even have the ability or know-how to love him the way he's craving. But that leaves you hollow. Like when your mom doesn't love you, it fucking I'm 51 and sometimes still cry about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of those things that, like, I probably always will.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Just talked about this last week about not liking to be touched. Like, because my mother doesn't hug me the way that I need her to, I could care less to be touched by anybody else in my life. Like, ever.
When I was 13, I had to tell my mom stop hugging me because she would only hug me on holidays if there were people around, or like if there was like parties and there were people around, and it would be one of those like where it was just her fingertips and her titties never touched me or nothing like that.
Never touched.
Yeah, never.
They never.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or I get a side hug, and so finally at 13, I was like, "Lady, you don't want to do that, so let's stop."
I'm not gonna force you. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect you.
Exactly.
What's funny is when my daughter was about 8, I realized how fucking wrong that was, and so then I used to like clobber her with hugs. Like, bitch, you gonna start hugging people. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want my daughter to grow up thinking that like hugging your mom or hugging somebody that loves you isn't something that you're supposed to do. It's awful. Like, so I'm sorry, Pablo. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. And my mom, you know, she's not full blown narcissistic, but it was a war zone growing up. So yeah. What about you, Shae?
You picked your mama, huh? You picked women out of your mama, huh?
Yeah, I did that first. I learned from my mistakes. But what about you, Shae?
God, for sure.
I picked my dad for sure. Yeah. I picked my dad for sure.
Both of your parents?
Both of my parents. I figured my mama out by the time I was 14. And then when I could confirm it by the time I was 16 or 17, that's when I started talking more to my dad, because my mama used to use my father as a punishment. You know, oh, you don't do this right, I'm sending it to your daddy. I should have been like, okay,
right.
Let me know.
I got a backpack in the closet.
Yep. I mean, I probably would have had a good life too, but I'll say both of my parents. My mom, I love her to death, but she's also been married 8 times. Okay. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, for a long time, my mama was not a supporter. She was more of a dream killer because I wasn't doing what she wanted me to do. Or I don't know if she wanted me to make a certain amount of money to take care of her later on in life. I don't fucking know. But nothing that I ever did seemed good enough. And then with my father, he'd be like, oh, no, that's great. No, go do that thing. But he would not be available in my life. Right. So I have this weird relationship with the both of them. Like, my mom, she lived around the corner for years, never went to kick it with her, didn't talk that much. And then my dad, I see him once every 10 years. You know what I mean? So something that happened recently that I don't know if I should feel bad or not. And Dawn, it made me want to question you a little bit too when you said, like, would you would still, you know, buy your mama a house or whatever, right? So my grandfather on my dad's side died a few days ago. My dad called me and he's like, you know, telling me what happened. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know how to be here for you in the moment because I don't know that side of my family.
Right.
You know, so it's like, should I have that obligated feeling to be at the funeral and to put that face on and be fake around, you know what I'm saying, my family members, just to please my father, who's the same person that couldn't even show up for my graduation when I got my master's degree. You know what I mean? So it's like, for a long time, I used to put myself in that position to where I would feel obligated. I'm not that person no more. Okay. No, I will not be attending the funeral this Friday. Like, I don't have nothing to give unless I wanted to, you know, keep playing fake, but I ain't gonna do that shit no more.
Why I feel obligated is my mother got me out of some legal trouble, and it's the cost of her house doesn't equate to the legal trouble at all. But a couple times in my life, I've been in trouble a couple times in my life. And like, where my mom was good is she was good at bailing out. Like, oh, you need money? Here. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually how I figured out, like, eventually that's how I equated her love, as if she would help me out of a situation. Because I went from getting into trouble, you know, you leave me at home by myself at 16, I got to figure out how to fucking eat. Bitch, what the fuck do you think? You know what I'm saying? I've never been one that's going to lay on my back. So I got uncles that are now they're 80-year-old gang members, but one's gone. But still, like, I went to work. You know what I'm saying? They had a job for me every other Saturday. I would drive to Vegas as a 16-year-old blonde and drop a car off at one of them Excalibur or Circus and take a bus home. And all my only instructions were don't go in the trunk. So I did not.
And I'm not going to. Yeah.
But I was able to pay the rent and like bills my senior year and eat. And you know what I'm saying? Because like one of my mom's tactics back then was starvation. Like if I didn't and my thing was I would stick up for my dad because now you got this dude here. And I used to cause all kind of problems with that dude. He used to sell steroids and, do personal training because she likes bodybuilders. So he'd have like $900 in his wallet and I'd leave him with a hot dub. Thank you.
My money.
Yeah. And then
I ain't gonna tell on you for that one.
Look, I go buy starter jackets and shit and put food in the refrigerator and I wasn't working. They knew I didn't have no damn job. So where am I getting Jordans and starter jackets and fucking steaks? Bitch, Ralph's and the mall with your boyfriend's money. That's where. Tell my dad. I double dog dare you to call my dad and tell on me.
He ain't gonna do nothing. Damn.
So the obligation is because she spent so much money. Like money's everything to her. And this was what's funny. I would not tell her that I paid it off. I would just do it. She'd have to figure it out. And I would try to figure out a way to pay it off with like the bank really didn't. You know what I mean? Like I would try to figure out some slick shit where she'd have to figure out who the fuck this account's from and all. Like, bitch, you don't need to know it's me. That ain't got nothing to do with why I feel morally obligated to do it. It's because I know I caused her some trouble with legal problems that no parent, like I raised decent kids to a certain degree, and I'd be livid if they did some of the shit that I did to my mom legally. Like,
gotcha.
Her first year as a cop, I went to jail for felonies. Like,
you gotta make a new T-shirt. We need some new merch now. We need something that says "I survived a narcissist." Like, for real.
I'll figure something out this weekend. I'll put something up.
With a monster busting out of something.
For real,
out of a sparkly package.
It's always pretty, for other people.
Always pretty,
like, but it's
perfect.
like what happened. So
it looks perfect on the outside.
I'll probably make like the word narcissist like glow or have glitter or something.
Something
pretty, okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
If you list my parents' shit, especially given like what they overcame. If you list like their accomplishments and how they live their life and all that, it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like they were both incredibly accomplished people. My dad was college educated. The lists go on and on and on. And I still would tell everybody, hey, abort mission. Them motherfuckers are 5150. Like,
hell no. Like, we could talk about this topic for hours. I feel like I feel like with our own like personal experiences, a lot of yours are definitely relatable. If you say that your parents have a lot of narcissistic traits, like we get it. At some point, all children. Then we were just slaves, don't say nothing, don't look at nothing, don't touch nothing, don't ask me for nothing, don't have a personality unless I tell you to perform, right?
I had to have the house clean or my daddy would tear it up. He was one of those, like
exactly
parents, you know what I'm saying? Like, and don't let a sock be out the drawer this much, everything else sparkly. Don't let a sock be out, nigga. You finna be up for 3 hours cleaning something. While he roid rages. That was the thing. I used to call him the Brown Hulk. He was terrifying. And he was still my hero. That is the crazy dynamic of it all. You know what I'm saying? Because he went from being terrifying, and once he stopped bodybuilding for like 6 years, he was one of my heroes.
Yeah.
He spent that. I became an overachiever in sports. So he became my personal coach and like literally like masterminded a career, and we became thick as fucking thieves. And then I promise you, I blew my knee out and he disappeared. Like coaches. It was the craziest shit ever. And it made me realize like people really do put value on accomplishments more than like the human soul.
Or what they feel like they can control with your accomplishments, especially if they believe that they're going to get something out of it.
He knew already. It was always we. It wasn't me. It was always we. Yeah. When I was done with college, we were going to Europe. He ain't like them European women. We were going to Europe. And I was going to be a millionaire playing basketball and getting endorsements while he was my manager and whatever.
My mom was like that though. Like I'll write like whole like essays and term papers. If like the word, that's why I write very well, because if anything looked sloppy or out of place, she'll literally erase the whole thing in front of me and tell me to rewrite it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so, like, parents don't realize how soul crushing that is, and how that like forms how a kid like functions as an adult.
Yeah, that shit stays with you.
Now as an adult, I'm sure you expect yourself to be perfect in order to just be, you know, finished.
And my aunt saw it. My aunt saw it one time, and her mouth dropped. She's like, "What are you doing? Like, this is sloppy. Like, you see this? This is sloppy. He has to redo it." And then she'll erase it, and then she'll ball up the paper and give me a fresh paper, so I can't write the indent on the paper.
That's soul crushing. That's
your mama had you writing. My mama had me typing.
Yeah, see, that's why I can't type. I can write. I write better than most people, but I can't type.
My handwriting is sloppy. But my typing skill, 72 words per minute. Bitch, I'm at 105.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom. What's funny is my mom only cared about me being pretty and smart. She didn't care about sports. You know what I'm saying?
Those,
like, that was my dad's bag
that she used. So
that was my dad's bag. Yeah. But she cared about me being pretty first. Yeah. Like, smart was good because it was going to be able to back up pretty.
Yeah. Pretty first because you had to represent her, and she's pretty. So the fuck, you can't walk around with me looking like.
She used to like try to get me into like modeling and shit, and I fucking hated it. Like, Pablo knows I got fucking 14,000 Instagram posts and like 5 pictures.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is just not me. I would much rather, you know, I'm organic. I'm older. So, like, you know, I'm not used to, we had Polaroids and fucking them disposable cameras that we had to take to Target and get developed. So I don't need immediate gratification on what someone looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, like, but the amount of modeling pictures I have with like her, she always had to get in one of the pictures. Like, lady,
you just had to be here,
man. You just had, like, she was my stylist because she was a cosmetologist. So she was my stylist, and it was a lot. Okay. It was a lot, and nothing about it was kitty.
Yeah.
No, I definitely believe that, but damn, we've been on here for a little minute.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. I had a ball.
Yeah, that was electronic break. Yeah, I'm proud of you for being able to share, getting to the point of it, you know, acceptance.
Yeah, because you'd be surprised. There's a lot of DMs that I got that's like, I want to, but I'm not ready to tell my story. And I'm like,
I mean, I probably wouldn't have been here a year ago.
Gotcha.
Well, you know what? I would have been here a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago for sure. New Year's Eve 2022, I definitely would have been here because that was the last time that was the last time too, but that was the last time I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
And God was like, no, bitch, you staying here.
No, that's right. You got shit to do.
That's exactly I was that. After it all, I was like, how the fuck can you just sit in the house with all the gas on for like 12 hours and all you get is a bed of a headache and need some vitamins?
Right. You tried too hard.
And my girlfriend was like, you're not done. God's got some shit for you. And I was like, man, we need to come on with it.
No, for real. Here we are. All right. Well, I definitely
thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Any final thoughts, Pablo?
Like my friend Shae always tells me, everybody has a diagnosis. Everybody. You never know, man. You never know what people are going through. Just keep fighting. That's what I got for people, man. Just keep fighting. So
just keep fighting. Yeah. Give yourself some grace if you're dealing with a narcissist, but I do believe that narcissists are on this earth to teach you about you a lot as well. You know what I'm saying? As far as boundaries, you really won't put up with type shit, but everybody does have a little bit of narcissism in them. Okay. Yeah. We achieve things without encouragement, but like, yeah, it's gonna stem from some trauma, especially some childhood trauma, especially when it comes to parents. I will never forget being in school and my professor was like, oh, you want to know how to make a narcissist? You want to know how to make a schizophrenic? And we were like, how? They were like, give it a mother. Yeah. So all parents are not perfect. A lot of parents are, doing the best that they can, given the
Absolutely.
tools that they were never given, okay, and still trying to silently survive their own trauma. I don't think it's right for how you're treated, but because I'm so understanding, I just get it. I'm only putting a reason to it. I'm not justifying shit, okay, because it is a choice to treat people a certain way. But yeah, so what, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, so I read something the other day, and it says, what is it? It says, trauma explains behavior. It doesn't excuse behavior. That's my last words.
Thank you, because I get tired of people that are like, oh, I'm just like this. You could change that if you wanted to, but because you so hurt and you don't know how to fix that, you won't.
Right.
So good luck. Definitely good luck with that. All right. Well, SMG, gang, gang, gang. You already know what it is. Okay. If y'all don't want to listen to us, there are plenty of other podcasts to listen to of under the Sarcarrogance umbrella. Okay. Gang, gang, buy the merch. And yes, if you would like to be a guest, please have no fear. I do understand. Well, we understand that y'all think that we're gonna eat you alive. Obviously not. We are willing to sit back, listen, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let you get some things off your chest for sure. But yeah, so don't be afraid of us, you know, unless you got something stupid to say, then that's all
right. Come correct. That's all.
correct. Okay, with the facts, because we gonna fact check you. Nah.
and don't call Shae the police is chasing you. Okay.
No. No. Don't call me now. Now I ain't judging because I didn't ran from the police my damn self a few times. But hey, just don't call me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
let's see the hide body.
And if you come to me, you're slowing yourself down. Okay. Because I got a gang of questions, and by the time I get all my answers, the police gonna be there. So you might as well just keep on going.
You should keep on get him to the border. Okay.
Right.
Okay, I told you, it's a bus, but I'll take you. All right, y'all. It's been real. And yeah, I'm done taking up y'all time. So bye.
This is Sarcarrogance. This is Sarcarrogance.